Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we will look into what one-person company means. So in order to understand what one-person company is or how it functions, we need to understand what a sole proprietorship is. See, as in a sole proprietorship, there will be a single person who will be managing the enterprise. He is called as the owner of the company. And that single person's liability is unlimited. Say for example, you are starting a small shop. You are the sole proprietor or the owner of that small shop, and you borrow 10,000 rupees from your neighbor. Suppose in case if you are not able to pay the interest for the amount that you have purchased, the person who has given the money to you will come and ask the money. In case if you say that you don't have the money, you are personally liable to pay that money. Either the person, the neighbor, will come and seize the properties of your shop, or he can also come and take the things, materials from your own personal materials, or maybe personal liable things. So in case of a sole proprietor, if you see, the liability of the owner is unlimited. Unlimited in the sense, unless the money that you have borrowed goes, the liability will be unlimited. And that's where in India we started another form of a company type. We call that as the one-person company. If you see in India, the one-person company was introduced in the Companies Act 2013. But whereas if you see another countries like UK and USA, it started in the year 2006. Even in Pakistan, if you see, it started in 2003. So one-person companies are new to India, but not to the world. Many other countries are also having one-person company. So let us look into what one-person company is. So the one-person company, as I said, it started in the Companies Act 2013, and it came into existence and it's been there for almost 7 years. The only tricky thing here is, or the differentiation that it makes is, in the one-person company, the liability of the person is limited. That's where we get the accounting concept. The first accounting concept states that business entity concept. What do we mean by business entity concept? Business is different. The person who is working in the company is different. If the person is borrowing some money, the person is liable for it. If the business is borrowing some money, the business is liable for it. There is no interchange of liability. So that's why we say, in case if the company borrows 1 lakh rupee, and if the company is not able to pay that money, the company is responsible, not the members who are working in this. This is what we mean by business entity concept, and that is widely for all the private companies and the public company. The same aspect is also been mentioned and included in the one-person company. So what one-person company means? In the one-person company, any individual who is above 18 years can start a company by himself. Previously, a person who wanted to start a business will set up a partnership firm or maybe a sole proprietorship. Now a person can start a company, and that company, the liability is limited, and one person can start the company anywhere in India. And what is the minimum paid up capital? How much capital should I have to start a one-person company? The actual amount is, even with the single rupee, 1 rupee, you can start the one-person company. Before that, some years before, it was 1 lakh rupee, but the government has made some amendments and changes. Now with a single rupee, you can start up your own company. And after setting up the company will be following the principles of business entity concept. Whatever the money that you borrow, you are personally liable. Whatever the money that the company borrows, the company is liable, not the person who is working in it. And there are many regulations, and there are many symbolisms which are required in order to understand the one-person company. So we will be looking into each of this now. So the first one that I wanted to stress here is, what is the services which are needed in order to start the one-person company? Of course, we need to have the e-filing of the company, and the company has to be registered, and all this registration process will hardly take 7,000 rupees to 9,000 rupees. It is not the amount that you are investing for your company, it is for the registration process. So with 9,000 rupees, a person can start a company. The capital will be even 1 rupee, but the registration process for all the companies, if you say, the registration process takes some time and money. In the case of one person company with around 7,000 to 9,000 rupees, you can start up a one person company. And another important thing in the one person company is it will hardly take 20 days to set up the business. I remember in 1991 when my grandfather was deciding to start up a business, they felt that in order to, once I was discussing with him, so he said that in order to start a business, you need to wait for 6 months. We call that as red tapeism. Too much of regulations, bureaucrats' permission is required in order to get the permission to start the business. But whereas in case of right now, hardly 20 days a person can start the business. This is another important thing. And the other one is, who can become a part of the one person company? Either a person who wanted to set up a one person company can start the business, or already there is a sole proprietorship that can be converted into a one person company, because as I said, sole proprietorship is always a risky one because the liability is unlimited. But whereas in case of the one person company, the OPC, the liability is limited to the extent of the company that the amount has borrowed. So only the company is liable, not the members who are working in it. The one person company usually will have one director. So since there is one director, there is no required mandatory compliance that the company has to follow, the board meeting, the rotation of the auditors. So everything, even the company secretary is not required. But there is a ceiling for it, there is a limitations. If that one person company is having a turnover of 2 crore rupees for consecutively 3 years, then the next year the company cannot function as the OPC, cannot function as the one person company. That has to convert itself into a private company. And similarly, if the company is going to have an authorized capital of more than 50 lakhs or 5 million, then the company cannot be called as the OPC. It has to convert itself into a private company. So as I said, a one person company follows the principle of business entity concept, and even with a single rupee you can start the OPC, one person company, and the registration process will hardly take 5,000 to 7,000 rupees, and it will hardly take 20 days for to set up the business. What business can I start? It can be any business for that matter. It can be a headset business, it can be a laptop repair shop. You can make that as a one person company, or you can start a furniture shop. You can start any shop for that matter, even a supermarket for that case. All the companies or all the sole proprietor that you see can be converted into a OPC. But why this awareness is not there? Those are all political and economical aspect. But generally, if you see, as a student and as a future entrepreneurs, we have to ensure that OPC must be encouraged, because here the liability is limited. Since the liability is limited, the entrepreneur will be able to, or he will be having the willingness to take risk. So that's what we wanted to stress here, and I hope the one person company is clear. And thank you all for listening. Any doubts relating to this, please put it in the query, or any updations relating to this, you can also put it in the comment section. And in the coming videos, we will also be looking into the other types of companies. So thank you all. Kindly do subscribe and share. Thank you.